going on, everybody? My name is Jason. I work at All Out Bikes in Four Oaks, North Carolina, and every day for the month of December, I'm going to be pulling bikes out from my personal collection. They're going to be collectible bikes, they're going to be rare bikes, or just plain unique. So be sure to subscribe to see what comes next. Today's bike of the day is this 1994 Trek Single Track 950. This bike, if I recall correctly, went for around $589, $600, and that was back in 1994. But you really don't appreciate how good something is until it's gone. I remember when we were selling these bikes brand new, that at the same time Trek had come out with their new 7000 series bike. And whenever I say 7000 series, it's the Trek 7000. And we had these bikes right next to each other. And we're trying to sell these bikes. This one went for, the 930 went for $499. This one, I want to say, went for $589. The Trek 7000 went for about the same price as this one right here. Well, we couldn't get rid of these things because people would come in and we're sitting there showing them the bikes, and we'd talk about the nice True Temper chromoly tubing on this, and then we'd go to the Trek 7000, and then we'd be like, it's a 6000 series aluminum frame, and they're like, oh, we'll take that one. That one's lighter than this steel bike. And we knew that that wasn't the case because we weighed the bikes. The Trek 7000 weighed, let me see, more than this one. It's fine. Zeke. So the Trek 7000 weighed over half a pound more than this one. And this bike actually was smoother than the Trek 7000. It rode better because it was lighter and smoother, but we couldn't get rid of them because people would see that those Trek 7000s and 8000s, and they'd be like, oh, those are lighter, we're going to go with those. And naturally, Trek quit making these steel frames, or at least the good steel frames, and they kept making the cheap steel frames. And now, whenever you go to, you could pick these things up for so cheap. I mean, brand new, $499 for the Trek 930, and a little bit more for this one. But now, if you try to get a steel bike, steel bikes cost a lot of money because since they don't make them very much, lots of times you actually have to have it. They make them in smaller batches, which raises the price up, or you go custom, and that's really up there. This bike is equipped with the Shimano STX RC, so this is their racing component group. We have some very powerful cantilever brakes, and I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, cantilever brakes are horrible. And you know what? They are, unless if you have softer brake pads like this one has, and they're adjusted properly. It's actually difficult for a lot of people to actually adjust the cantilever brakes on a bike. They are more difficult to adjust. We've got a chromoly fork, we've got a chromoly stem, aluminum handlebar. An absolute joy to ride. Zeke here can even tell you he loves the ride of this bike, and this old this STX RC, it's using an inner glide cassette, and whenever you're shifting this bike, even under load, it's so smooth. It's amazing. The only problem is if you shifted it under load enough and hard enough and long enough, chains would twist and break, and I can't tell you how many times we've had to replace chains on these bikes. They also had a bit of an issue with something called chain suck. And if you'll actually notice right here, It's got an aluminum plate on the underside of the bike to keep the chain from sucking up into the frame, and that is due to, well, a design flaw of the Interglide setup. It did shift very good, but every once in a while it'd get jammed up, and you'd have to get your chain unstuck. So I hope you enjoyed this video of this Trek 950, today's bike of the day. And if you did enjoy this, please leave us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. Check some of the other videos on the corner of the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.